Teddy wakes up on the floor in the living room. He was very drunk last night, so he doesn't remember what happened. His wedding ring is gone from his finger. The man calls for his wife Molly, but no one answers. She isn't home at all. He drives to Angela's, his wife's mother, and asks where Molly is. But the woman demands that he leave immediately. Her son Gordon doesn't interfere. Teddy has no intention of leaving until he sees Molly. Soon she comes out, covered in bruises. No matter how much her mother tries to dissuade her from returning to Teddy, she still gets in the car with him. As always, he apologizes to his wife. He doesn't even remember where his wedding ring is. Angela believes her son should finally step in. Will he really keep doing nothing while his sister suffers? At home, Molly finds a mess. Teddy promises that he will clean everything up. At the bar, Gordon tells his friend and co-worker, Mark, that he's ready to tear Teddy apart, right now if necessary. Mark says he knows someone who could help with that. Meanwhile, Teddy gathers all the alcohol in the house into a garbage bag, once again promising himself that he will quit for good. There's no food in the fridge, so the couple goes to the supermarket. When Molly sees her brother, she tries to slip away unnoticed. She didn't know he was on shift today. But Gordon spots her. Right now Molly would rather not see anyone at all. Teddy asks his wife's brother to talk in private. He knows he's done something terrible, but he doesn't deny his guilt and swears it will never happen again. It's far from the first time Gordon has heard this. He's filled with helpless anger. But when Teddy extends his hand for a handshake, Gordon still responds to the gesture. For him that becomes the last straw. He feels he must do something. Mark reminds him that he has a contact, a former convict who could take care of Teddy. Gordon hesitates but eventually asks Mark to find out more. The guy lives with his mother because a store clerk's salary isn't enough to rent a place or even pay the bills. Angela scolds her son for his lack of backbone and ambition. But Gordon doesn't listen to her. His thoughts are elsewhere now. Mark calls to say he has spoken with the guy. The price is $2,000. Gordon has been saving for a car, so he has the money. That same evening he meets Mark at the bar. Molly treats the wounds on her face, then picks up her phone. Teddy, trying to clean the carpet from stains, hears his wife asking her boss for a few days off. When the call is over, Molly tells Teddy to pack his things and leave tomorrow. She's been hesitating for a long time, but she can't take it anymore. In tears, the man begs his wife for one more chance. They could have dinner together. He promises that if she doesn't like even the smallest thing, he'll leave forever. Molly finally agrees, on the condition that he truly changes. From the bar, Gordon calls the guy Howard and proposes a deal. The man says it's better to talk face to face, not over the phone, then hangs up. For the meeting to happen, Gordon will have to drive to Mississippi. Mark insists this man is reliable and doesn't charge much. That night, Teddy packs his belongings and leaves the house. He plans to stay in a motel. Molly watches through the window as her husband drives away. The man desperately wants to change his life, but he's completely alone now, and this thought throws him into despair. Gordon lies to his mother, saying the store is sending him to its branch in Mississippi for 2 days. Then he takes Angela's car and leaves. In the evening, Teddy picks up his wife. She wants to go to the grill restaurant. The man would rather avoid seeing anyone they know and suggests another place, but Molly insists on going there. Of course, on a Saturday night, there was no chance of not running into someone familiar. Teddy grows nervous, knowing that everyone sees Molly's bruises and understands what happened. Again, trying to prove to his wife that he can change for the better, Teddy orders only water. She orders beer. Throughout the evening, Molly looks joyless, almost indifferent. After dinner, Teddy suggests they meet again tomorrow. He could stop by after work, or they could go out somewhere together. Molly says she'll cook dinner. Meanwhile, Gordon is on his way to Mississippi. He's ready to do anything to free his sister from the chains of an abusive marriage. Finally, the trip comes to an end. Gordon knocks on Howard Blake's door, and the man invites him inside. Nervous, Gordon explains that he has a job for Howard. The man points a shotgun at him. Howard wants to make sure the visitor isn't wearing any recording devices. Once he's convinced, he lowers the gun. The guy is frightened but not about to back down, telling him about his sister's husband, a very bad man. Gordon is here because he hopes Howard can take care of the problem. The man agrees to the price of $2,000, and they both get into the car, heading back. Howard has done this kind of job more than once. He's experienced. Many people want someone gone, but they're too afraid to pull the trigger themselves. They stop at a roadside cafe to grab a bite. Gordon keeps convincing himself he's doing the right thing, that he's saving his sister. Everyone will be better off without Teddy. As for Howard, he doesn't care. He doesn't know Teddy personally, he's just doing his job. Gordon asks the man if he isn't afraid of divine punishment when the time comes to stand before the highest judge. The question amuses Howard. He doesn't believe in hell or heaven, convinced it's all human fantasy. A man at a nearby table doesn't like what Howard said about religion, and it almost turns into a fight. Gordon goes outside to pull the car closer to the entrance, and when he comes back, he sees Howard taking the man's life. The same fate befalls the waitress who witnessed it. Shocked, Gordon wants to run, but Howard grabs him and forces him back into the car. As agreed, Teddy is having dinner at Molly's tonight. He gives her a bouquet of flowers. Throughout dinner she says almost nothing. Teddy cracks jokes, trying to make her smile. For a short while, he even succeeds. But when the conversation shifts to the night he attacked her, the atmosphere turns tense again. Teddy insists that he wasn't himself that night, that it wasn't really him. But Molly disagrees, saying it was him, and that he should remember it. After dinner, as he clears the dishes, he asks if there's anything else she needs done around the house. Molly says she'll think about it. She loves Teddy so much, and yet he does these things to her. She isn't sure they can start over. No matter what Teddy does, he'll never fully make up for what he's done. Gordon is now a hostage. Howard is the one driving. The young man frantically tries to think of a way out, a way to call for help. Eventually, Gordon asks his captor to stop for the night at a motel. He's exhausted. Howard agrees but takes Gordon's phone. When the man leaves the room, Gordon waits a while and then steps out, only to find Howard sitting by the door. Escape isn't an option. There are only two options: either they finish what Gordon started together, or Howard simply takes his money and disappears forever. Either way, it's Gordon's only chance to become a man. In the end, the guy decides he wants Teddy dead, and they set off again. Howard can't promise that no one else will get hurt, especially if Gordon talks too much. For now, Teddy keeps his promise. He isn't drinking and he's doing everything he can to earn Molly's forgiveness. But how long will it last? Howard lets Gordon take a call. It's Angela, who suspects her son lied about going to another state for work. Nervous, Gordon promises to tell her everything later and hangs up. Howard didn't like that Gordon thinks it's okay to lie to his own mother. When the guy mentions he's hungry, his captor turns off the road to look for a cafe, which makes Gordon panic. He repeats that it's not necessary to stop for a cafe right now, he's not that hungry. But Howard is adamant. He pulls out his pistol and threatens Gordon, then turns it into a joke. It's not in the man's interest to harm his hostage. He hasn't been paid yet. They stop at another roadside cafe. Howard philosophizes about life and death. In his view, the living suffer more than the dead. And Gordon is no better than Howard. After all, it was the guy who came to the former convict's house in the middle of the night asking someone to get rid of a man. Gordon says his motives were wholly noble, to help his sister. Teddy stays to watch TV with Molly. At first she keeps her distance and acts deliberately cold, but then she softens. They hold hands. Molly even allows Teddy to stay the night. Tomorrow they will have dinner with Gordon and Angela. In the morning the journey comes to an end. Howard says he'll do the job as soon as he gets the money. Gordon runs into the house without greeting his mother and takes the money. When his mother asks who the man in the car is, he snaps that it's none of her business. Howard lays out his plan. He will take Teddy's life, leave the car at the station and vanish forever. Sensing something is wrong, Angela asks her son whether he got what he came for. The young man answers yes. Tonight the couple is having dinner with Molly's mother and brother. Teddy hopes to regain their trust. While preparing dinner, Angela tells her son not to stand aside this time, to protect his sister. It takes all of Angela's strength to keep her composure as she lets Teddy cross the threshold. At the table, he offers to say grace. But Angela takes it as mockery. She says that if Teddy ever lays a finger on Molly again, he'll regret it. They can all pretend things are fine as much as they want, but Angela refuses to be part of the charade. She yells at Teddy to get out of her house right now. Mother and daughter remain alone while the men wait outside. Teddy tries to say that it's better when someone does something wrong and feels guilty for it than when they don't. But Gordon cuts him off. He doesn't care what Teddy thinks about anything. Angela pours wine for herself and Molly, trying to convince her daughter to divorce Teddy. But Molly believes her husband has changed and asks her mother not to interfere. Angela says she will never be able to accept it. A man like Teddy should never have children. This leads to an argument, and Molly leaves with Teddy. Angela is shattered, unable to understand how else to make her daughter see that miracles don't happen, people don't change. Molly is in love and can't think clearly. Meanwhile, in the car, she yells in anger about how much she hates her mother. At home, unaware that someone else is nearby, the couple makes love. Later, when Teddy goes to the kitchen to feed the dog, he finds his wedding ring on the counter. Molly had taken it before. Now she's returning it to him as a sign of reconciliation. They embrace tightly. Teddy takes a beer from the fridge, promising he'll stop at just one. At that moment there's a knock at the door. When Teddy opens it, he's shot. Molly throws herself at Howard in fury, and meets the same fate. The next morning Gordon learns what happened. The crime scene is already filled with forensic experts. Gordon meant well, but everything spun out of control. Soon after the funeral takes place. Mark is there too. He knows who's behind all of it. Gordon can't sleep. Angela feels guilty for yelling at her daughter the last time they saw each other. Since there's nothing left to lose, Gordon finds Howard and points a shotgun at him. The man tries to talk him out of pulling the trigger. If he does, he'll never be the same. It's not pulling the trigger that's frightening, it's living with it afterward. But Gordon will have to live with his guilt either way. He's indirectly responsible for his sister's death. He fires and leaves. When the young man comes home, Angela seems to understand everything without a word. They cry together. Gordon tries to return to his old life. Whatever happened, he's still alive. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel not to miss more exciting new products. Also, the authors will be pleased if you leave your opinion in the comments.